Welcome to This Explainer. Picture this. It's a cold Friday night in Seattle. The roads are pitch black, slick with rain, and pretty much completely empty. Rain is just tapping softly against the windshield of a car driven by a guy named Ryan Mitchell. He is absolutely exhausted. You know the feeling, right? Just trying to navigate his way home on autopilot after a long, draining shift at the office.
Now, Ryan has a very strict personal rule for himself. He never, ever answers calls from unknown numbers. I mean, letting it go straight to voicemail is standard protocol for most of us these days. But on this specific, rainy drive home, his phone lights up. And for a reason he can't quite explain, even to himself, he makes a single exception. He actually picks up the phone, and it changes his life forever.
Okay, let's dive into this because when Ryan answers the phone, there is this eerie, heavy pause. It really raises the ultimate question. What happens when you answer a call from yourself? Because after a moment of pure silence, a voice finally speaks on the other end of the line. It's calm, it sounds incredibly tired, and it is terrifyingly familiar. The caller simply tells Ryan, "Whatever you do, do not hang up." Initially, Ryan reacts the way literally any of us would in this bizarre situation. Pure disbelief. He actually chuckles and dismisses the voice, assuming it's just a buddy playing an elaborate late-night prank. But the caller insists they are dead serious. And when Ryan demands to know who is calling, the voice replies with something completely impossible. It says, "It's you." To prove this isn't some twisted joke, the voice drops a chilling detail. The caller says, "You're going to reach Maple Street in exactly 3 minutes." Ryan immediately glances down at his car's GPS, and sure enough, the screen confirms that Maple Street is exactly 3 minutes away. His grip on the steering wheel instantly tightens as the voice makes its massive claim. "I am you, 10 years from now." At this point, Ryan is totally ready to hang up, thinking this guy is completely insane. But the voice says one more thing to absolutely secure his attention. "You have a coffee stain on your blue tie." Ryan looks down, and there it is, a stain that had happened hours earlier, completely hidden away under his jacket, unseen by anyone else all day. This is the irrefutable proof. The caller really is him, calling from a decade in the future. Suddenly, we're faced with an impossible choice, and the pacing of this story accelerates rapidly right here. Future Ryan issues a very urgent, dire warning. He tells present-day Ryan that if he takes the upcoming left turn onto Maple Street, exactly as his GPS is instructing him to do, a drunk driver is going to run a red light right at that intersection. Future Ryan explains the terrifying stakes. If he turns left, Ryan won't die, but a woman in the passenger seat of the other car will. Now, the strange thing is, Ryan doesn't even have a passenger. The sentence makes absolutely zero sense to him in the moment, but the voice on the phone is just so desperate. Ignoring his GPS, Ryan makes a split-second decision right at the intersection. He drives straight. And then, nothing. No crash, no sirens, just total, eerie silence. Ryan pulls his car over into an empty parking lot. The adrenaline is just rushing through him. He sits there, gripping the wheel, his heart pounding out of his chest. The voice on the phone lets out this huge, deep sigh of relief. Ryan, completely shaken, demands that this voice, this future version of himself, start explaining exactly what is going on.
Well, the explanation is completely mind-bending. Future Ryan reveals that scientists in his timeline accidentally opened a temporary 20-minute window to send phone calls through time. Just voices, nothing physical. And get this, Future Ryan has spent 10 long years of his life trying to get this single phone call to work, just so he could reach back and change one specific thing in his past.
So, it begs the existential question. Did he just avoid a tragedy, or did he avoid happiness? Future Ryan explains that the car accident itself actually wasn't the point. It was the butterfly effect of the aftermath. If Ryan had turned left, he would have stopped to help at the crash scene. There, he would have met a paramedic named Emily Parker. They would fall in love, get married, and have a beautiful daughter named Lily. They would have 8 wonderful, dreamlike years together. But that number 8 carries a devastating weight. Ryan is smiling at this point, thinking he just avoided a tragic accident, so everyone gets to live happily ever after. But future Ryan's voice cracks. He reveals that at 8 years old, their daughter Lily dies from a rare illness. The tragedy completely breaks their family. Emily never forgives him, and the marriage falls apart. Future Ryan spent 10 years trying to stop Ryan from taking that turn, effectively erasing his own daughter's existence entirely, just to save them both from that unbearable pain. As the 20-minute connection begins to fill with heavy static, slowly tearing apart across time, future Ryan delivers one final, heartbreaking warning. He says, "Don't try to fix every tragedy." He tells present-day Ryan that some of the absolute happiest moments in life only exist because we are willing to risk the heartbreak that comes with them. And with that heavy realization hanging in the air, the call just disconnects. Welcome to the Phantom Timeline. Ryan sits alone in his parked car for nearly an hour, trying to process it all before finally driving home. When he wakes up the next morning, human nature takes over. He tries to rationalize the whole thing. He attempts to convince himself that it was just a highly elaborate prank, or maybe some weird hallucination from being so overworked. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the impossible contradiction that completely shatters his rationalization. When Ryan checks his car's GPS history the next morning, the navigation log shows that he took the left turn, exactly as originally planned. But Ryan's own memory clearly dictates that he drove straight and parked in the empty lot. Reality and his digital memory are completely clashing.
And the mystery only deepens from there. Ryan checks his dash cam to see what really happened at that intersection, but there's a glaring hole. Exactly 5 minutes are missing. The video file for that specific 5-minute period of the phone call and the intersection simply does not exist. It's just gone.
Fast forward 5 whole years. Ryan's life goes on exactly as future Ryan engineered it to. He never meets a paramedic named Emily. He never has a daughter. His life is perfectly fine. It's steady. It's predictable. But without that risk of heartbreak, his life is also entirely unextraordinary. Just going through the motions.
That is, until one completely normal afternoon. Ryan is waiting in line at a bookstore when a little girl accidentally bumps into his leg. She looks up and politely apologizes. Standing right behind her is her mother, who gently says, "That's okay, Lily." And pinned right there to her shirt, a name tag reads, Emily Parker.
Ryan smiles at them, and for a brief, agonizing second, he feels this incredible warmth, as though he has known them his entire life. He's looking at a life he never lived. But the heavy weight of future Ryan's warning holds him back. He chooses not to speak up. He chooses not to follow them. He simply stands there in the bookstore and watches his erased family disappear into the crowd. But that very night, Ryan is sitting at home when his phone rings once. The caller ID flashes the familiar warning, unknown number. He answers it immediately, but no one speaks. Just before the line goes dead, he hears the distant, recognizable laughter of a little girl. And it leaves us with this provocative thought. Can we ever truly erase the timelines we were meant to live, or do the echoes of our unmade choices haunt us forever?